What's your view on the immigration law that Arizona passed, and how about sealing the borders?
One, we definitely have to seal the borders. I'll even take that part second first. And then the second thing is that what Arizona's doing is they're doing what they have to do to enforce their laws. And I think anyone in here who's in law enforcement would recognize that the law that Arizona put into place just codified the law enforcement tactics that you would have if you were pulling anyone over, to follow up on a crime or anything like that. That's all the law did was put that into writing. It would withstand scrutiny in front of the Supreme Court. It's within their right to do it. And the problem that I have is that the federal government didn't step in and do something years ago and forced Arizona to act. So I think Arizona acted correctly, and I'd be a supporter of the law, and I'm a supporter of Governor Brewer for doing that. And I think that we have to be defending our borders. We have to be protecting them. There's several reasons why. One is that it's a safety issue. If you look at the gangs that are operating in Patchogue, a lot of them are operating, they're illegal immigrants, running them, using their status of illegal immigrants, being illegal immigrants to operate outside the law, and that's just not right. The second thing is it's a national security issue. We have a lot of people coming across the border who want to do us harm, so I think that's a big issue. And then I think the third aspect of it is that there's an economic fairness issue as well. That people will come here and then take jobs away from Americans. And then the fourth part is that we're all in favor of legal immigration. It's not right for someone to be coming across the border illegally, all of a sudden get all these rights, and while someone waiting legally then gets pushed farther back in line. That's just not right. So to answer your question, I'm a big supporter of what Arizona's doing.
Healthcare reform, would you fight to repeal it?
I'd fight to repeal it, and I think we should do it by defunding the healthcare bill, just because I think our healthcare system in the United States, our healthcare, just healthcare, forgetting the cost, is top notch. People literally come to the United States for healthcare vacations to get treatment and things like that. We have some of the best treatments in the world. So that's beyond discussion. Everyone knows that. The problem with this healthcare bill is I think it threatens the quality of that treatment. That's the reason why I would think we need to repeal it. Then I think for some of the other reasons we've been talking about, the way it strips money away from Medicare and it just sort of changes around the system. Again, I think that wasn't the right thing to do. Another problem I think is that it's going to cause a massive flood of debt into our system over the next 10 years. I don't think that's good. And finally, like I said, it doesn't address the costs. So these are all things that lead to a really bad bill that I think that the next Congress should be getting rid of. So like I said, I would use the power of the purse the Congress has to defund the healthcare bill and then just start it. I think that's the right approach.
How do you find a voice to kind of find a way to bring people together with the same voice? And having to run a business, I know you had to be diplomatic, and you had to kind of, balance. So how do you find a voice to kind of, stop the attack on Washington from both the right or the left or the middle, and find a voice to is it possible to do that?
I think it is, because I think that right now when you see how popular the Tea Party has become, where the Tea Party now is 60% of people associated with the Tea Party, and the remaining 40% either associated with Republicans or Democrats. I think you see that there's this movement in the country for common sense solutions to things like the deficit, to things like cutting taxes, to things like job creation. And I think that what we just need is a new group of leaders in there, a new generation of leaders who recognize that these aren't bipartisan issues, who recognize that when I run my business, if I can't balance my budget, I'd be out of business. We need to bring those common sense principles to Washington. And I think that whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, you should have those. And I think that it's just a matter of laying that argument and saying that this is the way I run my business. It's not about me being a Republican or a Democrat. It's about just doing the right thing for the country. And by having that attitude where I will come meet anyone halfway to hear their ideas, I think that's the approach you have to take to build a consensus, but it has to start from the foundation of we believe in balanced budgets, we believe in less taxes. And you start